in this episode of how I mixed it, I'm going to be looking on the song Live Forever. So, Live Forever we're going to be going through as normal, like what I do on the other videos. I'm going to be going through the sounds, also how I'm panning, and a little bit of the processing. So as usual, my kick sounds like this. And my kick is straight up the middle. Right. The kick is followed, so the next sound is the acoustic snare drums, and the acoustic snare drums is at 41 left and right. Then I'm gonna follow it with my closed hi-hats, and those are 70 left and right. They're panned 70 left, 70 right. Every 8 bars I have the toms coming in. But if you look in the verse, the first 8 bars I cut out the toms. Follow that, you have my tambourines, 43 left and right. Following that, you have my shakers, 63 left and right. Right, following that, you have the claps, 70 to the right. Right. Then you have stringer bass, and that is 5. Pan 5 to the right. Right. So let's jump. Let's jump into this little piece right here so we can and you could probably see from the pattern in the chorus the bass line changes and it's different in the verse. The higher octave of the first 4 bars is 1 octave, the the second 4 bars is a higher octave, right? You have my tom 1, pan 22 to the right. Tom 2 is 22 to the left. Tom 3 is 16 to the left. And tom 5 is 16 to the right. So that's like the change. We're about to go into the other bit. So you have 2 this way, 2 this way. Toms, doom, doom, doom. You also have the crash cymbals 60 left and right. Right? Now, so that's like the percussive part of the beat, the melodic part of the beat. The chords is stringy leads, which is a synth, and it's playing this. Right? Following the stringy leads, you have falling swarm, which is another synth, and that is 30 left and right. The stringy lead is straight up the middle with the kick. The falling swarm is 30 left and right. The next instrument is a Harlem Steed piano, and that is 51 left and right. But if you see, it's fading in, meaning it is in the chorus, but it's not the dominant sound in the chorus because it is dominant throughout the other parts of the song. So that sounds like this. So then we have part-time plunk, which is the next sound that is panned at 59 left, 59 right. But it's tucked. You then have part-time plunk chords. Yeah. So this is another layer of chords, but it's plunk, pluck. Right. So from the top, So you get the basic idea of how it flows, how it sounds. The structure is 8-bar intro into a 16-bar verse, into an 8-bar chorus, into a 16-bar verse, falling off into an 8-bar bridge, into an 8-bar chorus, and then we have 4 bars as the outro. Right? So processing, right? They didn't even so this final one is the riser. I didn't show it a while ago, but here it is. And how I created the riser is basically it's the crash cymbal, reverb, extend the tail, reverse, have it rise in and rise out, or rise in, rise out. I don't know. Yeah. Right. To speed up the processing to do when I'm processing the beats, I've been using Neutron. EQ, exciter, compressor, transient shaper. Basically, Neutron, you have this track assistant. It can help you get to where you want, or it listens and gives suggestions, and you can basically go further into each one and move stuff around, cut out all the different frequencies you don't want. All of these plugins, they will always relate back to the audio frequency spectrum. So basically, let me give you an idea of what I mean. This is a bass line. Yeah? The whole sound, the bass sound, is within a certain frequency spectrum. What it's doing is cutting the lowest bit, a low dip, mod, probably harshness, and then air and whatever. Yeah? With your bass line, you're gonna basically want to cut all the high frequencies and leave the low ones. With the kick, some mid-range, you're gonna cut the highs, gonna have it down. Show more like what I mean. Right. So for me, when I'm getting my head around all of these stuff, EQing and all of these things, I will be absorbing lots of information from all sorts of different Grammy Award winning whatever. Yeah. Wavy Wayne and all these other people. With the EQing, So whenever you're going to be doing any kind of EQ into any sound, in, bam, because you're doing your roll off. This is how I do it, roll off. So a bassy sound, the bassy sound, if it's a kick, it's gonna, you can probably even go up to like 6, depending on how you want the kick to sound. The more beefy or like a 808 or bassy, you cut it more, bam bam. Now, an acoustic snare, the EQ curve would look more like this. You'd be cutting these frequencies and the highs, or you could be adding highs depending how you want it to shimmer off. When I say shimmer, it's like the shaking kind of thing. The hi-hats, the EQ for the hi-hats would look something like this. You'd be further up here because it's a higher frequency sound. So more or less with EQ, and it's these kind of things. And then when you're listening to it, depending on what is going on, you could probably dip there or dip here or push it up, or it depends how you want it to sound. But with all of any one of the stuff, plugins, whatever, the main thing is your ears, what you're hearing and what you want the sound to be. Then you will know how to manipulate all these other little bits.